Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the channel, liking, subscribing, leaving your comments, whether positive or negative. Much love and much praise to everybody out there. This here is live conversation number 211. Live conversation number 211. I greet everybody upon this evening. You know what I mean? My disclaimer is I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. So please do not lay claims of those titles on me. I'm not here to violate any community guidelines, copyright infringement, and all that. You understand? This is 100% all me in general. So, I saw a topic, I saw a news clip, or whatever the case may be, not too long ago. This has happened just recently. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us, hear of situations like this, see this all the time. When you got a person who kills their spouse along with their kids. I believe a former wrestler by the name of Chris Benoit. I think he killed his wife and kids and killed himself some years back. So this situation comes out of my home state of New Jersey, Linden, New Jersey. I believe that is what exit 13 maybe off the turnpike. I think Linden, New Jersey. It's a pretty nice area. Very calm area. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of industrial places around that area. You understand? So what up to everybody in the chat room? Yesenia, what's up to Marva, Kim, X238. What up, Ernest Beard, Jeremy? What up, Tasha, Mad 370 Bonds, Nicole Levels? You from Jersey? You know what I'm saying? So this story comes out of Linden, New Jersey. It was all over I guess the news not too long ago. It says a family of four, died in an apparent murder. It's no apparent. They put apparent this news clip. There's no apparent. It happened. Simple. You understand? It says a murder suicide at their home over the weekend. Now this happened over the weekend. You know what I mean? When the husband shot his wife. So he shot his wife. She was a beautiful woman. I'm not gonna lie, but looks don't matter. You understand? Looks don't matter in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful kids, beautiful wife. Um, Probably had a decent job and whatever. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not gonna blame nothing on it but the devil. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? It is that way. And they said he did all that. He killed his wife and he killed their two children. Now, what does the children got to do with your anger, your wrath at the end of the day? What up, Latanya? What's up to Mrs. O, Angela Jackson, Donna Woods, DeMarcus? What up, Yolanda and Tehran or Tereen? Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this cat name. He seems to have a Russian name, Christoph Narado or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that. He was 41 years of age. And his wife, um, Justinia, and their two children, Sebastian and Natalie, a 14-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old kids that he shot and killed right along with his wife. Now, a family member told them that he shot his family. You know what I'm saying? Before turning the gun on himself, he shot himself in the head. He shot himself in the head. So the 14-year-old who was shot, at first the 14-year-old was in critical condition, but later on during the times, that child had died in general. You know what I mean? As I'm seeing the streets and whatnot, it says off of Newton and Chatham Place. Well, I don't know, not too familiar with that type of area, but I do know about Linden, New Jersey. What up, G Swole? What up? What up? What up? He says G Swole asks, "Do you think suicide will send a person to hell?" Yeah, absolutely. You understand? I believe it was scripture in there, part of the commandments. Of course, there's tons of commandments, but it states, "Thou shalt not kill." You understand? Thou shalt not kill. And I believe it's a scripture in the book of the Wisdom of Solomon. I believe it was chapter 1, verse 11. I'm not no preacher. It talks about, in the sense of harmony. So let me look this up. I haven't read that in a while. Wisdom of Solomon, the Apocrypha. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, I believe it's verses 11, I think. We're going to read that right quick or just skim through it. Oh, verse 12. So go look at the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 12, when it speaks about destruction upon yourself. You go check that out for sure. What up, Kareem? What up, what up, what up? Daniel says, if you look at a majority of the pictures he took, he is always throwing up those devil horns. Well, he was a Trump supporter. He was a Trump supporter. Listen, that might get me kicked off of YouTube, stating that he was a Trump supporter. I don't care. You understand? He's still of the devil. Yeah, I saw some pictures of him, him and his wife, his kids, his family, whatever the case may be. Definitely. In the last hour, Shirley says, so tragic. What that man did, took out his whole family. Took out his whole family for what reason? You know what I'm saying? What is the cause? And a lot of situations that we see and we hear is that the woman don't want to be with the man no more. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that happened, but a lot of situations have happened and similar. The main common cause was the woman does not want to be with that man no more. And a lot of people, a lot of men in general have a mindset, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. You understand? Listen, in general, I'm speaking in general. If a woman don't want you, if somebody don't want you, you understand? Ain't no piece of meat should be that much to a woman, and ain't no ocean should be that much to a man that he would go and kill himself. You understand that? Listen, if a woman don't want you, hey, keep it moving. Listen, cry 2-3 days, cry you a river, Justin Timberlake, and keep it moving. You understand? You shouldn't want to get that enraged that you want to harm a female or you want to harm a man just because he don't want to be with you. You understand? But some people just can't take a loss. You know what I mean? Then they have to go into a sense of depression. You know what I mean? Stress and whatnot, which is quite normal to be human if you're going through a breakup or a separation or something like that. But you shouldn't get to a mindset of wanting to take out your spouse, your kids, or other people in general. It's not that serious at the end of the day, All right. Daniel, you said definitely some dark spiritual reason behind this. Of course. Of course. Thomas Earl says a demonic spirit that taken over our body. We have to pray and be alert. What up, Latoya Turpin? Hello to you too. Angela Jackson says it's so sad nowadays. It's like I'm praying harder than ever. Wonderful. DeMarcus Henderson said it's a sin. So I guess you responding to G Swole when he asked the question. Do I think a person who commits suicide will go to hell? Absolutely. Absolutely. You understand that? Some people may say, well, where's the scripture at? You know what I mean? People got to understand some scriptures are clear cut and some scriptures you got to rightly divide. You know what I mean? People forget that. The over righteous people forget that. Everything ain't going to be clear cut in the scriptures, just like roaches. You understand? So you got to know how to rightly divide the scriptures up. I'm just a brother. I'm not a preacher. You know what I mean? But I do got some sense to the scriptures at the end of the day. But suicide would definitely lead you to hell. You know what I mean? I believe Judas Iscariot, I believe he killed himself, right? And you can kill yourself in other ways too. You know, you definitely can kill yourself in other ways, either a fast death like what he did, or a slow death. But that's for another day. All right. Kim says my dad committed suicide. He's definitely in hell. Wow. Wow. That's deep. That's some deep stuff right there. That's some deep stuff. What up, the truth of the gospel? You said what was his age? He was 41 years of age. He was 41 from Linden, New Jersey. Linden, New Jersey. The murder suicide event happened over the weekend. This past weekend. His children was 14. One was 14 and one was 13. The 14-year-old who was shot survived a little bit, you know, was in critical condition. But later on, sometime, the child had died. So all of them was killed, you know, including himself. What up, Renee? What up? What up? He said, this, the science says that is sad because the dad turned the gun on himself. He was not supposed to seek death on himself. Mm, mm, wow. Um, Tasha says, do you think someone put voodoo on him to go crazy? Well, let me say this about voodoo, witchcraft, um, Palamayumbe, Wicca. What else is out there? Witch doctors, devil worshippers, Santeria, psychics, warlocks, and stuff like that. You know, if you don't have just a little bit of sense of knowing who Jesus is, Jesus Christ, because that stuff is light. If you are a person striving for holiness and righteousness and you know who Jesus Christ is, that stuff ain't nothing. You know what I mean? That stuff ain't nothing. That's why they was talking about smoking cigarettes in the debate and whatnot and things like that. Smoking weed and doing cocaine, getting drunk. When you see the liquor store down here in North Carolina, they call it what the ABC stores. Listen, when I first came down here, not too long ago, maybe a year, some change ago, relocated to Charlotte, they were saying the ABCs, I was seeing ABCs on the stores. So I'm thinking that's like, for kids, toys, whatever. I didn't know it was a liquor store. So in the South, they call those stores ABC stores. Up north, they call it like wine and spirits and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So voodoo, I'm not sure. I haven't heard voodoo in such a long time. I know they dabble in that in New Orleans, Haiti, you know what I mean, New York, all that nonsense and whatnot. That's crazy. All right. Mr. Benjamin Israel. Well, that woman could talk whatever she want. I don't care. You understand? I know who you're talking about. I saw the video. I actually listened to the video while I was at work, laughing. Listen, I'm driving my truck. I'm just laughing. You understand that? I'm not going to give people attention at all. Because that's what people like that is looking for. Or, excuse me, are looking for. They're looking for attention. Now, the same woman, she been coming to this YouTube channel for years. I'm talking about for years. Yes, she had made a fake profile. You know what I mean? On one of the names she said, and started liking my pictures on Facebook. Listen, then on one hand she said she don't like Tony Harvin, if you don't like me, then why you looking at me? You understand? So go. I hope she tuning in. I ain't gonna say her name. If you don't like me, why you looking at me? Why you liking my pictures on Facebook? You weirdo. I didn't even know that was her. Weird. Listen. That's a weird woman. And she says she got a husband. Listen, devote your time to your husband. Because Tony Harvin don't want you. You understand? Leave me alone. Stop stalking me. That's what she is. She's a stalker. You know what I mean? If you don't like Tony Harvin, stop looking at him. You know, don't like none of my pictures on Facebook. Facebook, I look at it as personal. You know what I mean? I got family members on there that are not saved. So be careful. Be careful. You understand? That's all I got to say. You know? I was going to talk about that tonight. I really was. I'm still itching to probably talk about it tomorrow or whatever, but something is telling me, listen, just leave it alone. This person just want attention and what have you. But we're going to stick to the topic at hand. So, R.J. Walker says, sad and evil is still in the world. God is what we truly need today. Absolutely. Absolutely. But back to the voodoo thing and witchcraft, because that's a good question right there. That's a good question. That's a good question. You know, people do dabble in witchcraft and do put hex and things on people and whatnot. I know of I'm just gonna call him a former teammate, boxing teammate. And I don't know if y'all went over to my other YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network, where I had an interview with a professional fighter, a New Jersey teacher. And one of the things he said was somebody we knew that went astray. You know what I mean? He was dealing with a female. You know what I mean? And he was a weird guy after a while. When I was in the gym, I was in this gym in Jersey City, New Jersey, about 2 years ago. He was a weird guy. You know, he was dealing with this woman who dabbled in witchcraft. Now the guy was smart guy. I believe he was a substitute teacher and everything. He was smart, very smart. But after dealing with that woman, man, he turned to drugs. He just wasn't the same. I'm not sure what's going on with him now. I hope everything is okay with him and stuff like that. But people will do witchcraft and stuff like that on you and it will work on you if you do not have the Lord with you. You know, that stuff I don't pay no mind. I don't care about it. I'm pretty sure people have, wish stuff on me and stuff like that and things of that nature. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care what they try on me. Voodoo, witchcraft, whatever. It's not going to work. It ain't going to work because there's one that's more powerful than all that put together. You understand? And that's Jesus Christ. You understand? All right? So, but a person like him, not saying he wasn't striving for God. Look what he did. You understand? All right. What up, Chanel? Tasha says maybe he became, I guess, possessed by witchcraft. I hear a lot of Africans tell me that when you get them angry, they will put it on you. Well, I worked with some Africans, with an African guy. Been around a lot of Africans or whatever. And I'm pretty sure some of them is upset about me putting out the truth. You understand? Like I said, they have tried. That stuff don't move me. You know what I mean? So if somebody is talking about putting witchcraft on you and all this other stuff, don't even pay no mind. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're striving for God, got God in your life, prayers and stuff like that, and really mean it from the sincerity of your heart, don't worry about that stuff. That's why I don't worry about these peasants on here who's hating and stuff like that because they don't know me. They think they know me, but they really don't. You know what I mean? All right. G Swole. You says, do I think that Chris Benoit murdered his family himself? When there's another story saying him and his family were murdered by somebody else. Well, I mean, that's what's on the news and stuff like that before. Chris Benoit, he killed his kids and his wife and killed himself. Well, if they have the facts upon either situation, then I would love to see those facts upon Chris Benoit. You know. All right. Thomas Earl says you're going to kill someone over flesh. That's going back to the dust. Wow. All right. Mrs. O said it happened a couple of miles from me. It was a couple in their 20s. The guy killed the girlfriend after she dumped him. They had been together a year. He called his father and told his father. Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. You know what I mean? Some people are just so caught up in that poom poom, and some women are caught up in that rock the boat. You understand? They caught up in it. You know what I mean? Sex is powerful. That's a good topic. That is a good topic right there. Sex is powerful. And I'll probably talk about that on Friday, maybe. Friday or Saturday. Depends. A topic like that needs to be talked about on a day like that. Sex is powerful. You understand? It will have people going crazy. You know what I mean? Some people on here right now going crazy over somebody because of sex. But I ain't gonna kill nobody over no sex. You understand? Whether when I was younger, as a teenager, doing my thing, in my early 20s, doing my thing, I wouldn't dare. You understand? For what reason? Cause she got a nice body, cause she pretty, cause she got soft skin and a nice whatever. And she don't want to be with you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Why would a person want to throw their life away over sex in general? You know what I mean? Over anybody. You know what I mean? I think the only time that should come into play is when you defending your family. Defending your family. If it comes down to that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody trying to knock you over, kill you and stuff like that, and you the man, you got to defend your family, your wife and your kids. You understand? You are the protector. You understand that? Hey, protect your family. That's what he should have done. You know, right? The devil is running rampant mainly because people are not following God. They chose the world's way of thinking. Latoya said. Thomas Earl said, "Trust in the Lord and don't lean to your own understanding. When you commit suicide, it shows that you don't trust God." Crappy Slappy said, "Crappy Slappy. Come on, man. Got an old school name. Crappy Slappy. What kind of name is that, huh?" Crappy Slappy? That's kind of, I don't know about that. What up, Jay Beavis? Shalom. Mahone, what up? What is that? Kishiana, what up, what up, what up? Mr. Benjamin, Israel. I guess you're referring to some woman who got a bunch of fake profiles. Well, I agree with you. You understand? I agree. But it is what it is, man. You know, people going to be that way for attention and whatnot. And I thought about talking about it tonight, but I ain't gonna do that, man. I got so much work and so much ideas than to focus on a nutcase like her. What up, Max Gift? You says I'm watching from Germany. It's 2:08 a.m. Wonderful. Appreciate that. Italian says, what video, Tony, about this crazy lady? Well, this always happens. We talk about something and then the subject changes. I don't want to promote this video. I'm not going to promote it. I would say that you can email me. If you want to know what video it is, email me or I'll send you the link or hit me up on Facebook, Tony Harvin. I got the red hat on that profile. Email me and I'll send you the link. Somebody told me about this woman, and I was going to talk about her, man. I was going to title it "Geno Jennings Hater Has Been Exposed" because I believe she had contacted me about 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. Well, I had a run-in with her 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't know who she was, man. Honestly, honestly, I didn't know who this person was. This person was saying some harsh stuff back then, talking about one of my baby mothers or whatever and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is a grown woman. This is a grown woman. She sounded like she was in her 50s or something like that. You got to understand, I probably was in my early 30s at the time. If you're so obsessed with somebody and stuff like that, then you have a mental problem. So you're still trailing me after all these years for what? I done told, and I believe she was saying something about money and stuff like that. Like, I didn't really listen to it. I don't want to listen to it again, but in order for me to get the facts straight, I probably would have to. This person had called in on some preacher's platform. Somebody told me about it. They was mentioning my name and whatnot. It is what it is, man. This is the same, I believe it's the same woman who called Geno. They called Geno wife. I had a video called Respect My Privacy. I believe he was at the convocation where as though he was explaining that there was a woman who called his phone, he called his wife's phone, asking for him, and she mentioned her name was LaToya. You know what I'm saying? And of course, common sense, and if you know the storyline, that was her. That was her. You know what I mean? But I don't got time for stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't have time for stuff like that. I'm trying to focus on these videos and managing 2 YouTube channels and stuff like that, man. It's so much work. And when you have somebody like that who just looking for attention, who I believe she's a former member of First Church who got kicked out. You understand? And there's another one out there, the Kara Palmer, the light-skinned chick who looked like a kid from Kid and Play. All these former members, they trying to strike back at, channels like mine, like Brother Jay. He's another former member of First Church. Samuel Stuchin, another one. All these people who either left or got kicked out because they didn't want to obey the truth. I got nothing to do with that. You understand? You're barking up the wrong tree because y'all do y'all stuff over the computer. I'm an in-your-face guy. You understand that? You know what I mean? These people say they're Christians and whatnot, but yet they want to talk street. I don't have time for that. Either you gonna stand up for what you're saying or believe or whatever the case may be, or just shut up and stop wasting people's time. The woman says she has a husband. So why are you so concerned about other men's hot dogs? Focus on your husband. You understand? She need to focus on her husband. Stop worrying about other men's hot dogs all day. 1 minute you're on Kendrick Murray page. Another minute you on the guy from Canada page. Then you on this guy, this preacher's page from earlier. Then you come over here. You got all this time in the world, but you got a husband at home. That's what I was going to talk about today. But we're going to still talk about this suicide situation, right? He said she has a crush. He said she has a crush. Listen, I don't want no retribution, woman. Not at all. Okay. Emmanuel says, God bless you, brother Tony. Pray for your enemies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lydia of the Valley says, witchcraft is alive and well. Absolutely. Absolutely. G-Swole says, what do you think that caused the actor that played the Joker in the movie The Dark Knight to kill himself? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. You know, I don't watch that movie. I never watched that movie. Um, never heard about that movie. To be honest with you, you understand? What up, Jordan? Jordan Goss. You says, hey Tony, I just inquire on a side note. All the pictures I see, you win. You have a different haircut. What we rocking this week? Hmm? A different haircut. What? Well, if you're talking about haircuts and whatnot, I keep my hair at a number 1.5, or if I decide to grow my hair out for waves and whatnot, which is a headache, you know. So uh, this time around is a number 1 because it's coming towards the springtime and I'm going back in training and whatnot. So taking care of long hair, not long hair. I'm not gonna say that. No, taking care of waves, because I have natural curly hair, and all waves is laid down curls. That's it, and I don't have time for that. Listen, just cut it off. A number 1.5, and I go about my business now, man. So that's what I do. All right. He said Jezebel had a husband, King Ahab. Jezebel is a thorn you. Okay. Stephanie Barnes says, brother, you're covered. Got you. Appreciate that. Jackie McCall. Jackie McCall says, what's up with the scripture says in Exodus 22:18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Well, I mean, that's the Old Testament. Some of the things in the Old Testament don't apply in these days, and some do. One has to know how to differentiate what laws and stuff like that applies in these days. I can't really remember uh, the whole book of Exodus 22 and stuff like that. Because me personally, I like to read the whole chapter to really understand the whole concept of a scripture. So that's just me. All right. Lily of the Valley says, hey, Tony, my pastor gave me half of my tithes back because someone told him I was visiting. Oh, man, that'd be funny. If Gino heard that, that'd be funny. He said, my pastor gave me half my tithes back because someone told him I was listening to Pastor Gino Jennings. And he told me the other half, and he told me give the other half to him. Where's I guess you mean what Bible for that behavior? Wow. I don't know. I don't know. You understand? What up, Ramnet Princess? I don't know. That's funny. Shirley Duke says sex is only meant for marriage. Outside of marriage is dangerous. Um, he said he said vitamin P not worth killing for. That's funny. Vitamin P. That's a new one. Oh man, what up, Jared Sims? He says Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. That's funny. Wow. Mm. All right. Who else? He said, who is Slappy Crappy? Yo, that's a funny name. Oh man, all these names. Well, uh, I'm not going to say that due to like community guidelines in reference to someone taking another life. But this is the news that I'm doing. But that accusation, Mr. Israel, excuse me, that accusation, Tribe of Judah. I heard that one before too. Man, people would say anything, man, for sure. All right. Um. Hmm. So back to the story, about this father that killed his wife, kids, and himself at home. You know, some people may try to justify, oh man, he probably was going through something and whatnot and all this other nonsense. I don't want to hear none of that. Nothing will justify, him taking a life of anyone, such as his wife, his children, and himself. You know what I mean? So they got another news feed. It says, I guess the classmates, you know, for the 14-year-old and 13-year-old, they held, they gathered together and whatnot, and things of that situation, which is okay. You know, they stating that the kids was good and things like that. All that good stuff that they state about people when they die and whatnot, man. I mean, it's a crazy, sad situation that it had to go down like that. For sure. As to Senior Brian, appreciate that. You know, see what's up with these comments. Um, uh, may you post more Pastor Gino Jennings content, spiritual meat when you can. I do. I do. You know, if I ain't posting it on YouTube, it's on Facebook. You know, I'm dabbling with like 5 or 6 different social media platforms. You know, it can be tiring for sure, but I love it. All right. But there's another video coming out tonight called "Men Control Your Lower Parts." Excuse me, "Men Control Your Lower Head." That video is coming out tonight for sure. It's already been uploaded and everything. Just got to make it public. G Swole says, do you think news like spreading stories of a man killing his wife and children to put fear in women and girls to not want to be with a man another way, to keep the agenda going on depopulation? Well, I wouldn't say that. I believe stories like this been happening. It just so happened that more of social media, more of the media is out in these days. We see and hear more things. You know what I mean? But with that situation of homosexuality and stuff like that, that's just a spirit going wild in these days. It's just running rampant. You know what I mean? Especially in the churches in general. You understand that? I mean, we see it all around. You know what I'm saying? Masculine women and feminine men at the end of the day. You understand? All right. Let me see. What up? What up? What up? See it all. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just chilling. Excuse me. Sion says, why you got a picture of him wearing a President Trump shirt? What you mean? What you mean I got him? Why don't you go type his name in on Google and go look at the images? And you're going to see him in a bunch of pictures. And one of those pictures of him with a President Trump shirt on. And that's what I used. I don't have him wearing that shirt. That's the shirt he decided to wear that day. So I don't have him wearing nothing. You understand that? He wore that shirt. I don't know him from a can of paint. You understand that? So that's my answer. All right. Crappy Sloppy says the agenda is for the devil to destroy you and make mockery of the Lord. Okay. Beetlejuice will go on in the next run. Mrs. O, okay. He says greetings. Okay. What up, JC1? Hope all is well. We was talking about this topic. I think we're about to conclude it, with this topic. If anybody got anything, closing remarks, any other things to say in reference to this topic or in general, I appreciate everybody for coming on. Appreciate, what I'm saying, those who have commented upon this topic or anything else, that was discussed in the chat room. We got more videos coming out, working on some debates. We might have a debate on Saturday. Might have a debate on Saturday and Thursday. Maybe Thursday and Saturday. Might have some debates lined up. He says, Tony, is the guy white or black? I think he's white, but his name looks like Russian or something like that. It looks like a Russian name, but he is white. So as I was stating that, either Thursday or Saturday or both days, there's a discussion. Thursday, I believe the topic is the Holy Spirit a person? It's Thursday. Thursday. That's the topic on that one. And the topic on Saturday, I think is on the Son of Man. Is the Son of Man the same as the Son of God? That's the topic on that Saturday. On that Saturday. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening. Lord willing, it will happen. But sometimes, things come up, detour that. So 2 debates probably coming up Thursday, Saturday, Lord willing. What else? We got more videos coming out. Tons of videos, coming out. All right. You two have a good night at Shirley. G Swole says, had the mother of your children try to push you to do something to her? And if so, how did you handle it? Well, you got to understand, depending on the situation, it doesn't matter who it is. If I feel as though that my life is in danger, I got to defend myself. Because in some cases there have been women that killed men, and the men probably didn't take them serious. Probably thought it was nothing. Oh, I ain't gonna hit her back, or I ain't gonna defend myself because she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what's going on in a person's mind. So it don't matter if they're, mother, father, aunt, woman that I've dealt with, have kids with, co-worker, grandmother, grandfather. That's just me. My mindset is protect yourself at all times. At the end of the day, I'm going to protect my life in general. I cuts no shorts with nobody. You understand that? If somebody has a wicked demeanor of putting their hands on me and whatnot, it's going to be issues. Now, a push and stuff like that, it's like, listen, you got to walk away from situations like that. Now, if a woman push you, whatever, all right, listen, I don't want no problems. I'm going to walk away. As a man, yeah, walk away. It's wise to walk away. But if they keep coming back, of course, you might be in the heat of the moment, but it's wise to pull your camera phone out for evidence. You understand that? Because if you don't have evidence that the woman was the aggressor, then 9 times out of 10, you may be looked at as the aggressor because you already lost 50% of the fight because you're a guy. That's just how it is, man. You understand? But I would hope that none of those things happen to nobody. You know what I mean? So that's just the fact of the matter is. But as Christians, if you're a striving Christian, which I know some people still stuck in their ways and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Follow what the scriptures say to do. Follow what the scriptures say to do. If you're a real striving Christian at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I've had experiences with certain things in life and things like that, that I learned from, what have you. And, hey, life goes on at the end of the day, for sure. What up, Maddie? Appreciate that at my home. Appreciate that. All right. Okay. Good night to you too. All right. We're about to end this. What up, Spears? Dawn says you be throwing hands. Well, hey. Listen, hands ain't the only things that's on his body that could control a defense mechanism. You understand? So, but I don't promote, violence or nothing like that, or what have you. But I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody gonna sit there and let somebody, pounce on them just for nothing. You understand that? You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody have a good night. You know what I mean? Like I said, lock those 2 days in, Thursday and Saturday, possibly biblical discussions, some real good topics with those biblical debates. More Truth of God videos coming out in general, more live conversations coming out, more news videos coming out, and things like that. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless to everybody out there who's was tuning in. Peace, 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 peace. All right.